Hello everyone, Pierce Nation here. Welcome back to a new video. Today I'm showing you the Blue Eyes White Dragon deck with combos. So basically what I'm going to do first is I'm going to show you what exactly goes in the deck and all the cards that you will be playing in the deck if you play my exact version, which does compete with the meta competitively. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and show you everything that's in it, then show you how to play it. So you want to run 3 copies of Blue Eyes White Dragon, mandatory in the deck. You have to have it paired off with 2 alternatives. This is very necessary. This is pure Blue Eyes, so it's very necessary. 2 Jet's good proportion. 1 solid. I said I was going to try to fit this in there, and I got a way to do it. We're going back to the old style with 3 Sage with Eyes of Blue, 1 Maiden, and 1 Master. These are all really good cards because they are very versatile and they all continuously recycle each other. So, further ado, we got 3 Dictator D, very important. If you need to pause the video at any point in time, you let me know. 3 Mystical Elf, White Lightning. That's the Blue Eyes Hand Trap. 3 Nebula Dragon. This deck does run 44 cards, by the way. 2 White Stone. It should be 45, but I lost one of my White Stones to Ancients, so I've got to get another copy. Chronicle Magician, of course, is very important. That's the last monster that we do use in the deck. Run 2 Ultimate Fusions. You don't have to run 3. It's very searchable. I did find that out. 3 Bingo Machine Go. Very important, especially for the deck. Also 3 Pierce in the Darkness, very important for the deck. 3 copies of Trade In, very important. We all know what this does. 2 Melody, you can boost this up to 3 if you want. Your choice. Quid Pro Row. 2 True Light, boost that up to 3 as soon as possible. 2 Destined Rivals, stop the effects of monsters, and then 1 Ultimate Creature Destruction. That is the entire main deck. For the extra deck, I can actually show you what we are running. I'll start with the fusions. So we use 2 Tyrants, new Ultimate, the alternative Ultimate Dragon, either Twin, and then just a generic Ultimate Dragon, which doesn't really matter. It really doesn't. It's synchros, you're just going to run Spirit and Azorize. It's a pretty easy and balanced combo. Once you get it figured out, it's not very hard to figure them out. So you have those, and then for your XYs, you run like a full armor, 107 Tachyon, Harbinger, Dragoublion, number 100, move this down, and number 92. So this is all of your XYs package that goes with this deck. There are multiple ways to play the deck. You can change it however you feel, but for my taste, this is a pretty good deck, the way it's constructed. And now with the way that it does play, it doesn't really care what you do, what you can do. I'm going to try to shuffle these real good, and then I'm going to power shuffle them. So we'll take a minute and talk about this deck and why I think it is one of the best Blue Eyes decks of all time. There was a time before the Jet Dragon stuff came out that Blue Eyes was a very powerful deck in the meta, and I used it and I won a lot of games. I went 6-2 with the Blue Eyes build, and the Maiden and the Master are just so good, and it's really hard to out a Blue Eyes deck. Like it gets ridiculous at times. It can get ridiculous. So let's go ahead and power shuffle this thing up. So mainly what you need to try to do with this deck is make it the most consistent as you can. You have to know that if you add certain cards that you're going to brick, it's going to happen. And the sooner you figure this out, the better off you'll be. The better off you'll do in tournaments. When it comes to shit like this, especially if you know exactly what you're trying to do, when you're trying to do it. That's the most important part here. is basically like knowing exactly what you're trying to do, like before you even try to do it. You know what I'm saying? So you have to know the deck inside and out. You have to know every single effect. You have to know exactly when to use said effect in order for this deck to be good for you. If that makes sense. So if you misplay this deck at all, you will lose. I hope that makes sense to everyone. Okay, should be pretty well shuffled. So one thing I don't like about doing deck videos is I have to put them all together, which makes it to where shit gets mixed up, or they all get stuck together. So I try to power shuffle them and shuffle them like 10 times in order to get them, correct. I do it in tournaments too. Like if I do a deck profile on like a deck I'm playing and then I forget, like, oh shit, I forgot to shuffle these cards before the tournament. Yeah, I'll literally shuffle them like 10 times. Okay. That should be enough. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So here we go. Okay. So it's going to give me a few options here. Go ahead and draw for turn. Alright, now we do have an option. So, bingo. What do I have in hand? Not really anything to work off of. So, for the sake of time, it's actually pretty damn easy to do. Grab Blue Eyes. It's about to get stupid. Alright. Right. And you're like, well, how do you add Blue Eyes off bingo? Well, I got 3 copies of Blue Eyes, so it's pretty fucking easy. So that's why you run it at 3, by the way, so you can easily search it. So basically, what you do here is you activate the effect of Nebula, special summon Nebula. It will special summon Blue Eyes. When you do that, if you have Pierce in the Darkness on, like I'm going to act like that I had it on when I done this, you can actually draw a card. So the way this works here is now you can see. I think you can special summon. Yep, special summon. Kinda cool. You'll gain 2,500. Doesn't really matter because it's in defense mode. And then basically what you can do is I can normal summon the white stone. Use these 2. Like this. I should be able to get into... I can't use Nebula, unfortunately. So I do have to use Blue Eyes to actually get into Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. Scoot, Chronicle down. Now, why is this so important? Well, I know exactly why. First of all, I got 1 white stone. It's just in the graveyard. Now, here's the thing: is you have to have Blue Eyes on the field. It's mandatory that you have to have it. So, go ahead and use the Sage's ability on Nebula here. And you're actually going to bring out Blue Eyes White Dragon. The vanilla. You don't want the other one. There you go. Actually, for this, I'll actually bring out Jet Dragon first. So, there you go. Jet Dragon. Go to end phase. White Stone activates, gets you Blue Eyes, which brings Jet Dragon live. And then you do have the negate in hand with the Mystical Elf. So yeah, this basically is really easy right now. You can turn, your opponent activates an effect, you use Mystical Elf, special summons. They go into battle phase, you can activate the Elf's ability, special summon Blue Eyes from the grave, draw a card, and now your opponent has to swing into Blue Eyes. So. And then you will go to end phase, and you'll draw a card. And then basically you win the game here. So you go Ultimate, Using 1 and 2. You pop 1 card. Yeah, put these both in the deck. It doesn't really matter where they go. And then you bring out this annoying asshole. Appears in the darkness, gains the ability, swings at every monster, wins the game. That's basically it. So, yeah. Because we got them locked out for some special summoning more than once. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. If you really want to know how to use this deck, it's pretty fucking easy. And for all of those, you actually got to see me use Chronicle Magician in the first turn. So that's actually something very rare for all you guys. That's a play I don't get into very often with this deck because I use it at 1. But every time I do draw it, I do have a use for it. And being a machine go is just so good because it's able to grab you Blue Eyes even when you don't have it. And Dictator also does the same thing. When he sends it to the graveyard to special summon other Blue Eyes, like it's ridiculous. And if you have trade-in and any of those cards like that, it makes it so easy. So easy to work. Even if you just pull Nebula, which is why we run it at 3. You know, even if you just pull that, like it's ridiculous the way it is. You know, there ain't no one knows this deck like I do. We'll cut it like that. I don't know what cards we're gonna pull into. Okay, we'll do 5, and we're going second. I always go second with this deck. I pulled a lot of cards that are like the same. Oh yeah, here we go. It's full combo. Full combo, boy. So basically, what you do is you will activate Piercing the Darkness. I promise you, you'll want this card. Then you can activate Melody of Awakening Dragon, and you're gonna ditch the Whitestone Ancients. This will make sense here in a second. What do I have in my hand? Oh yeah, this is fucking easy. This is easy as hell. So you actually have to add Blue Eyes White Dragon and Jet Dragon. Does that make sense? If it doesn't make sense, please leave a comment down below and I will explain it to you. This is pretty easy. It's Blue Eyes 101. So basically, again, you guys don't know my hand, so if you give me a minute, it'll make a whole lot of sense. I'm actually getting ready to set up what is called the Jet Dragon Lockdown, which is very fierce. Reveal, summon. Makes sense? Great. This is not very hard to do. So you can activate Dictator, special summons, sending a Blue Eyes White Dragon to the graveyard. Easy. Okay. Now that we've got it figured out. Great. And also off of Alternative, I'll go ahead and chain Chronicle, special summon. I was a little late on the timing, but it's fine. So, and Chronicle, it'll gain like 2,500, so goes up to 55. So this deck is actually pretty fucking ferocious. Specifically if you can't out Dictator. Because he chooses your attack targets. And if you have Jet Dragon, there you can no longer pop him. So you can actually activate Dictator to send Jet Dragon. And then you can special summon Jet Dragon. Do that. Go to end phase. Whitestone of Ancients activates. And guess what? That's a Jet Dragon Lockdown. You'll say, well, what is the Jet Dragon Lockdown? I'm going to go ahead and explain it to you. So basically what happens here is you can't destroy any cards with card effects on my field. Any. Because of the way that these guys are written, other cards that you control cannot be destroyed by card effects, including themselves. So it does not say except Jet Dragon on it. So yeah, they are completely immune. And they also have this weird battle damage thing where if you go to attack it during battle phase, it has the ability to return a card. So if you go to attack it, I can just return said card. It's kind of stupid. Go ahead and face, in turn, draw. So basically what you have to do is you have to use one of your jet dragons for this. So do this. You're basically just going to send it again, just so you can get it back out. So here's what you do. You actually, we'll put this in the extra monster zone. So you use the ability, you will detach jet dragon. You'll pop a card, jet dragon will activate, and it's supposed to summon itself again. It's kind of stupid. You can then use the Sage's ability on Chronicle here, because Chronicle is kind of useless at this point. And then special summon a Blue Eyes monster out of the deck, which is going to be the one and only Blue Eyes White Dragon. Which is pretty fucking easy to do. Effect activates. I'm going to shuffle this before I draw. So, because Piercing the Darkness kicks in every time it comes out. Once per turn. Which is insane. If you do not use this card for Blue Eyes White Dragon, you are an idiot. It is so good. So good. Okay, let's go ahead and draw for turn. Told you. Trade in. Draw 1 and draw 2. Ultimate Fusion. It is so good. You have to know how to do this. You have to. I'm telling you, you have got to know how to do this. Because you shuffle these back. I don't put them on the bottom because it really doesn't fucking matter. And you bring out Tyrant again, and you're stuck in the same situation where, again, now you can't destroy cards. Now it's unaffected by trap effects. And also, he's choosing your attack target, so you'll have to swing into this guy. And unfortunately, yeah, he doesn't gain any effects. But this is the guy that's stopping you. And you now have to banish this guy to get him off the field. Which sucks to say the least. Now you'd say, well, if I banish the Blue Eyes, you know, it's gonna be pretty easy. Not really, because I have 5 Blue Eyes in this deck, so it's pretty hard to actually banish all 5 of them. But you know, without further ado, you in the game with this again. So on to the next one. Like I said, I give plenty of time and chances for people to get a look at this deck and see, you know, is this something I really want to play? Because I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you everything this deck can do. If you don't know how to use Full Armor Photon, as long as you control a Galaxy Eyes monster, you can overlay it. Put it right there. Go. Okay. So this will be the last one. And like I said, with Blue Eyes, you just don't want to go first. It doesn't do very well going first. Because it gives your opponent chances to out you. To where Blue Eyes is more like an OTK deck. If it goes second, it's very, very deadly. Can it go first? It can. Again, it can be played like a trap deck. Because it does have traps. But if I had a choice, I would always go second. Because even if you make a pretty beefy board or whatever, I still have the option to beat you. And my requirements are very odd, to say the least. So like, one thing with this is, I'm just going to go ahead and lay them flat so you can actually see my draws. Okay. So, that's a very good hand, by the way. Let's draw for a turn. Put that back. Thank you. Yeah, we're set up for gold here. Because what ends up happening is you can actually melody your solid here to add Blue Eyes and Blue Eyes, and I don't want that one or the other one. Yeah, actually, don't even add that. Watch this. I'll show you something cool. Sweet, right? Yeah, that's funny. Bingo. I said it gets the whole thing's stupid. You just have to know how to do it. You'll be like, oh, you'll get asked. Yeah. You stop one and it's not really gonna work. I'm gonna bingo before I do anything. I will make my opponent go completely stupid on me. I'm not gonna, in tournaments, I'm not gonna be this free with it. But just showing off the combo and how it works, I will definitely do. So we'll do that, then I'll activate the effect. Send Jet Dragon for Blue Eyes White Dragon, Blue Eyes White Dragon. Effect Piercing, draw a card. Oh, looky here. Let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Let's summon that. You know what? I'm gonna activate another one just because I can. What a shame, buddy. What a shame. Oh man, I can do that? What? I might be an asshole. Okay. So I said it's pretty easy to do. Doesn't take a whole lot to do it either. Then I can do this on one. Let's see. Use any dragon. We'll use solid. Shuffles these bad boys back in. And then you'll bring out dipshit again. You'll be like, oh, you're done. Excellent. No, I'm going to make sure that I, in fact, end this game pretty damn early. Because I'm not actually going to try and waste very much time. Galaxy into Prime Photon. Okay. So what ends up happening here is this does have another normal monster, so either one of these two are going to be swung into. And I'm going to have that bad boy. And let's just say, yeah, for the sake of the video, let's just detach one just to pop. I want to do that? Yeah, I'll do that. Detach ultimate, pop. Oh, guess what? Jet Dragon. It's stupid. Your turn, draw. Great. Oh, fantastic. Looky here. Maiden. Let's see here. Actually, no, I won't do that. Because I have something I can do. Does that mention it? I'm pretty sure it does. Yeah, it does. So I can ditch my maiden. I can go into any Blue Eyes monster, really. I can go into another Jet Dragon if I want to. But I want to go Blue Eyes. Strike Piercing, let's draw. Oh, looky here. How many Blue Eyes do we have, by the way? I've got 2. Did I use this turn? Excellent. I think I've done it. Did I do it this turn? I thought I did it last turn. I definitely done it last turn because I have 1 Jet Dragon. So go ahead and detach one. We'll pop one. So now what I can do is, and if I did, it's fine. We'll figure it out later. I don't think I did, but we'll go ahead and use Ultimate Fusion. Which is going to pop a card. Because these are all Blue Eyes White Dragon. Oops. Lloyd's Alternative Ultimate Dragon. Okay, so this is getting a little out of hand. Oh, wait a minute. It's not going to work now. That's fine. Okay. So, as you can see, this is a problem for your opponent. Because now I have something that'll pop 3 fucking cards that can't be destroyed by card effects. Pretty overpowering. You can't even target it with effects at all. You got Tyrant here. It's immune to traps. Dictator's choosing your targets. This guy won't let other cards be popped except for himself. This one's continuously popping a card each turn. And this card right here is fucking you over. So, next 3 draws is Western Ancients, Nebula Dragon, and the Mystical White Elf. So, if you guys have any further questions on this deck, please let me know. If there's any card that you think should or shouldn't be added or put into the deck, you let me know. My proportions for this deck are very, very minimal. 44 doesn't bother, or 43 doesn't bother anything. I've had this deck up to 45 before, and it worked just fine. As you can see, the alternative Ultimate Dragon did happen to come up, and so did the Chronicle. The Chronicle actually happened twice today. So, as you see, the so-called brick eyes didn't come to fruition, as it doesn't brick. As you can see, we have plenty of search cards. We have plenty of ways to actually get big boss monsters out of the field pretty frequently. Doesn't take a lot of time. We can do Xyz, fusions, the whole deal. Constantly, because our cards keep coming back. And Jet Dragon is one of the most irritating, annoying cards currently in the game. Solid, it never came up. Because I was trying to get Jet Dragon, not Solid. Now, why is Solid Dragon so good? Well, I'll tell you. So I'll put these up and I'll explain it real quick. So it's pretty important that you know why it's here and what it does. In case you're thinking of it as like a tech choice, or you're thinking you might want to cut that card. No. So it's very important. So the way this card reads, if this card is normal or special summon, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls and negate its effects. So this is practically if somehow you can use it with white stone during the end phase, you can actually blank out one of the effects. Or there are some ways that you can do it mid-combo just to get rid of an effect, which is great. We do have one. This is the guy. And you don't want to run multiple of these because they are bad at multiples. Really bad. They can get bricky. Never in my life have I ran more than one of these. It's very important because we're already running a 10, 11, level 10s anyway. So Solid is one of those cards that I have been able to implement in and take it out and it do a lot of work. The reason that it can do a lot of work is if somebody tries to pop this card. What it can do is it actually has a quick effect that will send it back in the deck. Yeah. And once it sends itself, let's say they're trying to negate this card. It's chain 2. It uses this quick effect, chain 3. Its effect will resolve. It goes back. It goes back negated. And then it brings out this motherfucker. So chain resolves backwards. See how that works? What he does is he tags in and out. So you try to pop Solid, use the effect. Okay, good. Tag out. He goes back in the deck. He's shuffled in. White stone goes again, and guess what? Comes back. Try to get rid of him. Tag out. And another was. Boom, bring him back. Try to hit him. Comes back. Another was. These all three get shuffled in the deck off Ultimate Fusion. White Stone goes again. Bam. There he is. He comes right back. You see the problem here? This card is like a complete tag out, and it just keeps revolving around. And the card that never really came up today, but I did have it once. I just didn't have any combo pieces for it. You probably noticed that these guys are back. If you haven't seen my videos before, these cards are very, very good in the deck. I think it was the latest one I did with the other one. So these cards are back. If you don't know these cards, get used to them. If you don't know Blue Eyes and you're trying to get into it, these are the cards that you really need to know. These three right here. Strictly because these cards can be very, very monumental. Because you can do some crazy things with these cards. Okay, allow me to explain. Let me grab one of my discards and I'll explain it. Oh, let me guess it ain't in here. Of course it's not. There we go. Alright. So, it's pretty simple. This card will help you do a lot of things. So, with the three, I'm just going to show you this quick combo and then we're going to end the video. No doubt. Okay. Normal Summon, Maiden, you Melody, discard this guy. Okay. It'll make a lot of sense. Just trust me. And basically you're going to add, I think it's Blue Eyes and Jet. I think that's how that works. Because you actually have to have the other ones. So you can actually use the Sage with Eyes of Blues effect on the Maiden. So use that. Chainlink 1 will activate Chainlink 2. So what it'll do is it will summon 2 Blue Eyes White Dragons. So it'll summon 1, and then the Sage will he'll supposed to summon another. Okay, great. Okay, we're here. Or no, I was wanting solid. Sorry, solid. Because it has versatility where it can, go back. So from here, I'm trying to think of how to do this. It's really hard to do without the Mausoleum, but basically what you can do is use his ability. Send this card to the graveyard, right? Shuffle him back in. It will get Jet Dragon. Or it will actually special summon Solid back. Yeah. Because he's in the graveyard, so. So I messed it up a little bit. You have to know their effects. Like, I'll explain it. It's been a while since I've used him a little bit. Where the fuck I put him? The Master, okay. So specifically their effects, how they read. And apparently I lost the rest of them though. Okay, there. So the Sage, the Sage, the Master, and the Maiden. They're very important because they all work together to get Blue Eyes out of the deck as fast as possible. Unless we have the card sleeves doing. I was about to say, that better not be my card bent up like that. No, it's a sleeve. I was about to say. So we got Master, or the Sage, the Maiden, and the Master. So this guy comes up late game. So he's really good late game. Not really early, but late game, dude, he is the master of late games. These are early game. The main will get Blue Eyes, White Dragon out of the deck every fucking time. Every time. You could put this on, somebody tries to pop it, bang. Effect activates, Blue Eyes comes out. It's ridiculous. Battle phase, they try to swing into it, turn defense position, negates, Blue Eyes White Dragon comes out. It's ridiculous. The Sage. Why is the Sage so good? Well, if he's normal summon, he can add 1 light, level 1. Tuner. Okay, great. And also, in case you don't know what else is also a tuner, Whitestone. He adds that too. And I don't have him in here right now, but he'll actually add Valor too. But I don't use Valor, so not for this deck. Not when you have the Mystical Elf in here. Like, you don't need it. It's not needed. So, you know, you got all this going on. And then he's got an ability where you can literally discard this card, target 1 effect monster I control, send it to the graveyard, and if I do, special summon 1 Blue Eyes monster from your deck. So, it's pretty good there. That's why he is good, and why the Master is good late game is when this card is normal summon, it can add 1 level 1 light tuner monster from the graveyard. Again, 1, 2, and 3. Can add them back. So if you do choose to normal summon it, there are possibilities that you can pop off with it. So the Master is very good. Do not underestimate him. So when you do, let's see. It says you can shuffle this card from your graveyard into the deck, then target 1 effect monster you control, send it to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon 1 Blue Eyes monster from your graveyard, other than the monster sent. So whatever monster you send, you cannot bring back due to the Master. But let's say a late game, you have like a Whitestone on for some damn reason. You have Solid in there. Use this guy's dumbass effect. You shuffle him back in, right? You target Whitestone, you send it. Then you grab Solid, and you bring Solid back. Great. Your Whitestone agent sits on the end phase. And you're like, you know what? Yeah. I'm just feeling a little unprotected. I want to go Jet Dragon. They gotta activate some stupid pop effect, quick effect, Solid, and then you bring up Blue Eyes, and now we got some problems. Because we got some tough monsters on the board, and that's basically how the whole deck works. You have to know your cards. It's been a while since I've used the Master, so his effects I was not sure on, but now that I've reaffirmed my thoughts on him, he is very good. And I think True Light is a great card for this deck. So with that, if you have any further questions, any at all, whether they are stupid or not, please ask them in the comments down below, and I will get to them, and I will try to do my best for you all. But until next time, keep playing Blue Eyes. It's a good deck. Will always be. There are more support cards coming out for it. They're not as big as like Jet Dragon and Tyrant, but there are more support cards on the way. So the deck's about to get a lot more beefier, and as you can see, the grind game right now, for people that are playing it, they are topping in a few places. A few, not a whole lot, but my builds are specifically made for the grind game. They are made to OTK early, but they are made for grind game. That's why you run Destined Rivals. Destined Rivals, 1 ultimate creature. Those are cards that you can't cut. Like, you have to have those. This is mandatory. Without further ado, I'm going to end the video here. If you got any further questions, leave them in the comments down below. Or if you have any questions on other decks I have on the channel, please leave them down below as well, and I will get to you. I'm Pierce Nation, and I will see you in the next video. Pierce Nation out.